The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
When was the last time you had really good Texas-style barbecue? Eric's Family Barbecue, the way it's supposed to taste. Always delicious, never rushed, and prepared to perfection. Eric's Family Barbecue uses only 100% fresh meat, slowly smoked over mesquite wood until it's juicy and delicious. We all know their brisket is the best, but have you tried their pulled pork, pork ribs, or rib tips? Amazing, and their sides are all house-made. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip. You won't be sorry. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more information.
You thought that was funny.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
You were laughing like a hyena when he said it.
98.
What the hell is wrong with you?
K-U-P-D.
God, I hate that team. We're talking Ravens-Browns game. That was tough for me because, the Steelers are crap in the bed, and I know that, so I've lowered my expectations. Were not high this year anyway. But to watch all those Browns on the field last night, and I have to root, for one of them and all I could root for was like ISIS or a meteor or something. I can't watch the former Browns and the current Browns bash into each other. I still don't understand why the Cleveland Browns have the nerve to put that patch on their shirt or paint that in their end zone. Talked about it before, 1946. You guys haven't been around since 1946. You're back in 99. You stopped being a thing. We ignore that. We don't. You were done. You were abandoned by your owners because your city stunk. So they left for this place. How dare you go into Baltimore with a 1946 on your... You're not that old. You can't take big, giant years off as an entire franchise and then pretend like it didn't happen. It happened.
Spin-off.
99. You're not even enough. You're just... oh, sorry. I got to fix that. You're just some cheap replicant. And it's shown. Wow, it's awful. Football last night was brutal. But
Good weekend for the Hardballs.
Yeah, that's right. You had your Saturday was pretty rough for Brady as well. That was no fun for you, I'm sure, because did you have a big gathering and
Yeah,
people come over and was it all Ohio State people or just normal?
One that was neutral.
A neutral
for the first time.
Oh, what do you mean?
And I was calling.
He
came over after the game.
It wasn't neutral for the first time.
The first time he came over for the Michigan game.
Right.
He'd never been over before.
Was it?
One other time before.
Any anger, people throwing things. Nobody got too upset. That was a tough
there's some. Yeah, it got pretty loud in the backyard.
That was a tough one.
They just got their butts whooped.
Did you use your griddle?
I did not.
Guests? You didn't?
We ordered.
What's the point of the griddle?
I did last week, but maybe that's what I should have fired up the griddle in.
If you fired up the griddle the week before and they won, you fire up the griddle the week after.
I know.
What are you doing?
There's some things. Yeah, there are some things that should have happened.
The griddle is the connection through the ether.
You're right.
Back to the wins, Brady. And the reason I'm upset about Ohio State because I really don't care. I can't stand
money.
Because I saw them. Michigan was celebrating so hard that they were up in the third quarter. And I'm like, this is proof they think they shouldn't be winning this game. You don't get that excited over beating your rival until you beat them. I'm like, they're all pumped up about being in the lead. They're going to blow this. So I get on FanDuel immediately, and I'm looking. All of a sudden, it's a plus 650 money line for Ohio State, and I text Brady. I'm like, don't worry about it. Your boys have this. I just put $100
here
down.
he goes again.
Yeah, I mean, it was easy peasy, man. Walk in the park. You watch a team, but then Ohio State just crapped the bed the rest of the way, which is not good. But I'm watching that thing once I put the bet down, and I'm like, well, maybe Michigan's just that excited because Ohio State didn't show up.
I don't watch college or anything, but I mean, so where does this rank? Where does this rank Ohio now?
They're done. Don't worry.
They're still going to make a bowl, though, right?
Oh, everybody's in ASU's in a bowl.
Okay.
Everybody, we're in.
I know there's like 27 bowls.
I don't know
or
if
whatever.
you're familiar, but we have a bowl that we're in like some sort of holiday El Paso bowl that even the show gets one. Everybody gets a bowl. College football's a ridiculous, silly business for bowls, but yeah, they're out of the national championship.
They just got to, the big thing is finding the top four.
Yeah, now's the time to watch college football because they actually play. Like this is almost
you got
a
championship
playoff.
weekend.
Yeah. You're playing good teams are playing each other. It's guaranteed that you don't have Fresno State taking on Alabama, which wouldn't be terrible, but yes, it would. It'll be awful. But yeah, it's just a joke. And you get all those. There's too many teams. You got to play if you're going to be a team that it's a superstar. I get of Ohio State. They played some good teams this year.
Yeah.
Very rarely on their schedule do they have more than two really heavy games. They had some good ones this year.
And that's what's always screwed me. I understand these 97 bowls. I mean, it's like, okay, so we're going to a bowl, but it's just like any other game other than the championship bowl.
It's a business.
Yeah.
They just keep it alive because there's sponsorship money. If you notice, ESPN starts, it used to be Capital One Bowl Week. And I saw a story Dan Wetzel did years ago about how much money is made by the TV stations just on the advertising of bowls. So Capital One sponsors the 12 bowls ESPN shows, which are also sponsored. So Capital One Bowl Week brings you the Chick-fil-A, the Beef O'Brady's, so
whatever they get on the title sponsor,
tons
all
of
goes
money
to the bowl committee.
And they don't care if anybody buys tickets to the thing because it's guaranteed to be on ESPN. So it's going to get mentioned over and over. Your name of your Beef O'Brady. I don't even know what Beef O'Brady was.
Restaurant, I believe.
I have no clue. But I know it because of bowls.
We actually had one open maybe a year or two here, I think, down in
no idea.
Tempe.
But the fun part about it is think about it. How many times you're like, you've never watched one play of the CarQuest Bowl. No. You only know what CarQuest is because of that. And Dan Wetzel did a thing that said the sillier your name is for your business, the better off because people will have conversations going, can you believe there's a Beef O'Brady Bowl? And then they win immediately. That's it. They don't care that it's, McClintock High School versus ASU. They don't care what the game is at all.
Do you remember it was in the 90s, but like majority of the bowls, at least half were all .coms. Mm-hmm. And my in-law started a .com. And they sponsored
they sponsor a bowl.
And it was the business was no longer a year later.
It doesn't even exist. Jesus. Yeah, it's crazy because like when I was looking at that, I'm like, this is designed for getting people to act like there's great disdain for this because the bowl name's silly. The big ones have the big
I mean,
names.
some of the square-offs, if you like, it goes so deep. But you got all the, this is championship week.
Sure.
So they take the champions of all the different divisions, and that's over half the bowl games. This champion of the MAC plays the champion of the WAC. Or whatever that even.
But they do that, and then they have but the name of the bowl is designed to make us go, you won't watch it, but you'll talk about it. I still don't know what Beef O'Brady's is. They had the CarQuest Bowl. That taught me what CarQuest was. Sun Life Insurance, which I never had heard of before bowls. I knew what Meineke was, but still. But the bowl list, it's just a list of...
Yeah, there's a couple of new ones that
it's a list of sponsors that make you go, what the hell? But then you're saying that company's name. That's all they're for.
It's just a cash machine.
It's all it is.
And that's what
massive cash.
And that's what ticks me off about some college fans. They're like, well, college is pure. The NFL, and I'm like, pure what?
Pure business.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You don't want to take your holiday break
Yeah.
in Detroit to watch a good bowl game?
Hell
Exactly.
to the no. I wouldn't take any break to go to Detroit.
The original design was so people could get out of the Midwest and head, to California or Florida for these bowls, and occasionally Texas. Now they're all over.
Yeah, but and Dan Wetzel wrote a book years ago called Death to the BCS. And the BCS is no longer a thing partially because Dan Wetzel shined a giant spotlight on where the money goes. And remember, we had it here that John Junker guy was in charge of it. He was the Fiesta Bowl committee, but he's in charge of the BCS. And he did a thing where here's where the money goes, and it's unapologetically not involved in any of the colleges. Like the BCS it would be like if you and I ran the college bowl system. We're not tied to college at all. All the money's ours.
It's separate. And then these guys would get schmoozed by the universities.
Yeah,
like
the universities would pay to go out to Hawaii with them and whatever to make it.
Why don't you check it out to see what
we're
doing out here?
Yeah. So these guys sat back like, this is great. We're in charge of this entire thing. We have no affiliation to NCAA anything. We don't have to follow any of their rules at all because that'll just bog us down. And they made a killing. And just picking and choosing whoever they wanted. That's why a lot of times, like
because
Boise
they could
State,
determine.
We didn't get out of you.
Yeah, I mean the Fiesta Bowl has done pretty well. When the John Junker, all of a sudden we're getting the national championship.
That was a junk bowl. The Fiesta Bowl used to be a junk bowl. It was ASU's bowl to play BYU every year for I don't know how. And then all of a sudden this business entity came in, and the Fiesta Bowl they're in the mix for the national championship. I'm like, what? Yeah. I remember when that happened. I think it was Notre Dame and Penn State or West Virginia and somebody. You're like, what in the world are they doing at the Fiesta Bowl? This is the ASU versus whoever bowl just to prop up ASU again. And they played here all the time. It was like fourth place Pac-10 versus third place MAC or whatever that was. I don't know what the Western Conference used to be, the WAC. And then suddenly it's the top two teams in the nation. Like, this isn't UCLA played Oklahoma once, I think, and everybody kind of flipped out. because they'd moved a team over from a different conference to be in. But then it was the national championship. It's a joke. College is all. You're right. That's why I've never liked college, because they just won't admit what they are, which is the bigger business than college. And they run a slave ring, which is more amazing because they don't pay any of their people.
Yeah.
And they're just yanking in
So
cash.
Oklahoma.
Sounds like the mob.
You know,
It is. It's very much like the mob. It's crazy.
Oklahoma loses this past weekend, and the coach, Lincoln Riley, leaves. He's going to coach USC.
Yeah.
But they had that quarterback controversy, that Spencer Rattler, who's from here.
Yeah.
He got bumped as the starting quarterback, but now he's in the portal to transfer, and he is in the catbird seat now to
pick a school.
Yeah, but the difference is you're not only transferring from the school, is you're seeing what kind of deals are
They
out
can
there
pay.
on the sponsor.
Yeah, it's crazy. College football's lost it. It's gone nuts. Outside of that, the whole weekend was just me planning this week. There's a lot of stuff to do this week. We've got our big beer party on Wednesday, which I'm very excited about. I got a text from my buddy Sam last night, and he was at Copper Blues, and he sent me a picture of the last Cha-Ching Chavez. That was it. They tapped the keg went last night, and he goes, I got the last one.
Nice.
Congrats, it's gone. And I said, right on time, because Wednesday, Holmberg Bound's out. We do it again. We just start all over. So it's right on point to lose. There's a little Cha-Ching Chavez left at my place in a keg. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. But other than that, then Holmberg Bound comes running in.
Now you have two flavors going.
I might have to do a swap out of it just to clean the lines. Or not. Just let it go. Flow together. Who cares? It's a house thing. But, Holmberg Bound will be Wednesday night. We're doing that. You can still get a pre-order at 98kupd.com. Then Friday, we just blow you up with Holmberg Bound out there at Celebrity Theater. As our comedy show is December 3rd with
a little pre-hilarity, right?
Who, huh?
Are we having the...
Oh, yeah. Friday morning is going to be a big thing. But, we got Ali Sadiq, Colin Kane, John Lovitz, Friday night at Celebrity Theater. Holmberg Bound everywhere. Proceeds are going to go help out the Arizona Humane Society. But Friday morning, the comedic day that will live in infamy. You have not been part of this quite yet. The Play-Doh of funny.
Is it worse than Play-Doh?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, tons.
It seems like it moves quick.
No, it doesn't. It's tons. No, it doesn't move.
One day.
And it's weird because it's weird. Imagine Play-Doh if all the bands were looking at you while they're doing their thing, because they're all here and they're just standing right there and they're doing their best. Tyus Etheridge, who that is not his stage name, started his comedy career on the box here in our room. We put a spotlight. We make them stand on a plyo box. Yeah. They stand right here. They do their minute or so of comedy. And Tyus liked it so much he became Tyrus. He became a comedian like full time. Like that's what he does now. And the first time he did it was here on our stage at the comedic day that will live in infamy.
But how many Blood Eagle armies are we going to get in this day?
Bloody armies?
No, Blood Eagle Army.
Blood Eagle armies.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I was like, oh, God, I'd already forgotten about
How could you forget that?
Well, it sounded a little something
I heard
like
Bloody Army.
You're right. I forgot about that.
That'll be their walk-up music.
This is our, please welcome to the stage, Tyrus Etheridge. Put your hands together for this little lady. So usually we have, of the 20 or 25 that we can get up there, 22 are terrible, and then like 3 are okay. Yeah, it's a tough room. Some guys tell great jokes. There's been a few times where I've just dropped out of my chair, like really funny stuff. But we'll see. So if you want to be part of this and you're a local comic or you're not, we'll give you 5 minutes on the stage Friday night to open the whole show in front of the Celebrity Theater crowd, there to see real comedians. And the people we've in the past have done great.
Yeah.
There's a guy named Chuck. I forgot his last name, but he was fantastic. I'm surprised he didn't do more because he's been around for a long time. He did Midwestern comedy and then moved out here, and he's like trying to get it. And then we had the guy John, forgot his last name too, but he was great. And then Frank Caliendo took a guy off this thing and makes him his opener every once in a while.
Oh, wow.
So, and he's gotten really good. So there's some real stuff going on that thing.
All right.
Unlike the local bands, there's chances that some of these guys actually make it. Local bands, just when they win Play-Doh, you've peaked out. That's it. That's as good as you're going to do for positive. But, so it's pretty amazing. So that'll happen Friday morning, and it's first come, first served. You text Toledo and say, hey, I want to come down there. and get them an idea of what's going on. But or you can email them, dtoledo@98kupd.com. But the comedic day that will live in infamy, usually it's around December 7th, which is why we say that, because it's Pearl Harbor Day. The bombing continue. We have it right here on the stage in our studio. I'm very excited about that. Very busy week. Very busy. And then we just start coasting into Christmas. And that's where it all just is over. It's like, I think everybody's starting to get that phone it in for the year.
Trees
thing.
up.
I did my Christmas stuff this weekend. Not good. It's just clean up now. At this point in your life, you have a kid, so it's different. But,
yeah.
And then I'm in a little fight with the people who put the lights on my house.
They dropped the ball.
Well,
they dropped the bulb.
Again?
Didn't
you have an issue before?
There was a little misunderstanding on what they were supposed to do versus what they did. They're supposed to come wrap some trees. But
no misunderstanding on the billing.
There never is.
There would have been a misunderstanding on the billing had they. Well, see, they're supposed to wrap the trees. Now, here's the thing: these companies have come along and made it so they make your house look fantastic, and it's expensive, but it's great. You don't have to store the lights. You don't have to store all the stuff. They come, they ghost. Your house is covered in lights, and you're like, "Wow, I didn't even know they were here." Then you leave. Then January 3rd, 4th, 5th, something like that. It's all gone. And it's cleaned up, taken care of.
You don't have to worry about anything.
Do a thing, which is great. It'll cost you a little bit, but for me, it's worth it. But these prices of this stuff used to be $700-800. They do a string of lights on your house. They store it. They do a little thing around your walkway. That's great. Then it jumped up, $1,100-1,200. I'm like, it's getting a little pricey, but the convenience of all this is so much better than finding out that one last line of your house lights doesn't work anymore. Now you got to run to Home Depot and try to match your lights. And then you don't match your lights. You got to buy all new lights. Not worth. To me, it was a nightmare. I hated putting up Christmas lights. Talking about it makes me anxious.
Buying extension cords and timers
hanging all
and all
over
kinds of crap.
The little clips or staples or whatever you're doing. And I got staples still hanging out of the bottom of my eaves because I'm trying to awful. I never looked right. I never did a good job. So then now it's jumped up. I have a jacaranda in my front yard. It's probably 35, 40 feet tall. I don't know how big this thing is. It's big. I'm like, what's it cost to wrap that? That tree by itself there, now what we'll do here, we'll go up every branch. We're going to knock out every leaf. We're going to make this look amazing. Here, and then they take a picture of it on their iPad, and then like within a second, here's what it'll look like.
Give you a rendering?
Oh, my God. It's gorgeous. It's the most beautiful. Angels come from heaven to see this. Look at this beautiful tree. What's that run? $3,600. To wrap the goddamn tree is $4,000. I got a client over here just spent $200,000. Well, I'm not that guy. We're not going to talk about that guy, and he's an idiot, by the way. Spending $200,000 on his Christmas. Well, I got $30,000, $140,000. I'm like, all right, so
good for you.
Yeah, good on you, kid. Good on you. So then they tell me about the $4,000 tree wrapping, and I'm like, all right, convenience is no longer outweighing price. That's not happening. So I skipped the big jacaranda. I had a couple of little trees in the front yard. He starts throwing prices. I'm like, this is what the old company used to do, but they can't get to us for a couple more weeks. Get it early. Get these two trees wrapped, the walkway and the eaves of the front of the house. What's that going to run me? I didn't have his conversations. It's like all in email and stuff. Oh, that'll be this, and this. I'm like, okay, well, it's a little more expensive than the other company, but it's worth it. So we'll do it. So the price is there. Shows up. None of the trees are done. So it's just the walkway and the eaves of the house. And we're looking at like $2,000 for that. And I'm like, well, as much as I hated it, I could have done that. This is no longer the same value as before. Now I'm starting to get into that. Well, this now outweighs the convenience. And I'm like, why aren't the trees done? Oh, we didn't agree on the trees. I'm like, well, I think we did agree on the trees. Well, those are going to be an extra $1,200 apiece. I'm like, no, they're not going to be an extra $1,200 apiece. That is, you're telling me that a string of lights on the front of my house and 2 wrapped trees is like $6,000?
Oh my God!
I'm like, you guys are out of your minds. You've lost it. And then, so the money conversation occurs. I'm like, all right, we'll stick with this. It's nice. We'll stick with this for the low price of blah blah blah. And then I'm standing in the kitchen over the big holiday weekend. No pants on, by the way, because I don't have to. I was alone all weekend. No pants, standing in the kitchen, dangling. It's awfully dark outside. What's going on? So go put some pants on, poke my head out, and I'm like, none of these lights are working. What the hell's going on? One of the plugs, they just decided to go around and let the ground hang loose. The ground, part of a 2-pronger for a 3-prong outlet. And just left it, and for some reason it shorted the whole thing. And it's all wireless, so they're supposed to be able to do it from home. Dude sends this sad email about, I only made $90 on this job. And I'm like, You guys charge that much money and you're only making. You need to talk about your commission fee.
Yeah,
that's
you
not
got,
right. So it
your
all went
overhead.
all went a little sideways. So if the prices keep going up like this, I'm going to be back on a ladder in another year.
Just convert. It's easier to light a menorah.
Yeah. You know what? Bert's right. I'm gay now. I might as well be a Jew, too. That's 2 victim strikes. I could do a bunch of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think of that. I could be a minority in 2 different... I'm a gay Jew. I'm doing it.
You look at it and you always figure what it costs you to do it. Man, I'm in the wrong business.
Oh, my God. I can't do it, though. Like what
and
they do.
there are 3, more companies have come on this year.
It's insane. But you can't do what they do. For some reason, it's like digging trenches. The guys like the Mexicans that come out and do this thing, do it better than anybody.
Yeah.
And I've seen the houses that in the neighborhood where people are doing it on their own. It shows.
Mine said, I did, you told me last year we started talking about it, or the year before. I'm like, you're getting to the point where getting up on the roof might not be the best thing. But I did it again this year. But last year I put hooks in. Now it takes a half hour.
Yeah, but you probably have like a dangling line, and that would drive me insane.
And you got to untangle
it. Doesn't.
Yeah. Goddamn line.
So it's just a general hook, and then I've got the little fastener if it droops on the one side.
If there's any drooping at all, I lose my mind.
I know.
And I don't know why.
Well,
these guys do it. It's droop-free. No lines.
Because they put it up against the
And you don't see any wires and stuff. Like they buried them. It's amazing. But they're getting a little proud of themselves. In fact, they're getting quite proud of themselves. And that's going to start fading. Because now I'm just going to go Jew. I think Brett's right. If I just go Jew and stick that 8 can and happy Hanukkah to all the Jews out there. That started last night. Get all that stuff and just put a big one in the front yard and light fires and things like that. Big gay Jew menorah out front.
Blue lights.
I'll have all my candles shaped like dicks to let everybody know.
Rainbow candles.
Rainbow candles. A rainbow Jew. Oh, my God. I'm Rainbow Jew. That's my new wrestling name.
Dick menorah?
I can get a dick menorah. Like all 8 can be giant pee-pees. And people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, hey, I'm a gay Jew. I can do whatever I want. My God, that's right. Holmberg, nobody's going to not believe that. I'm also Jewish now. Happy Hanukkah, Brady.
8 days.
That's right. I love potato pancakes. Those are great. I think you eat those like crazy for Hanukkah, right?
Oh, yeah.
Latkes.
Go to town.
I wish Larry would bring a few in. He's sort of a bad Jew. We never get any of his bagels or his latkes at all. As a gay Jew, I'll whip up a batch.
Oh, all
my
right.
own special batter. But are you Cyber Monday shopping today, Brady? Are you going to?
I might take a look, but this is the time to do it.
What, like right
Else
now?
it'll be too late.
Why?
Early morning, you got to get the deals early.
Oh, they're staggering them.
They're gone.
They're staggering them.
What are you looking for? Are you?
I don't know.
You're
I
one of
don't
those
have
guys that
anything to
shops
look.
to see the percentage of off rather than what you actually want. Or are you searching for something?
I don't have anything that I am going after this year.
Sounded
But
like
no
you
electronic item.
Sounded like you wanted to take about 15 minutes and go to the office.
For what?
Do some shopping.
Oh, yeah, if you want to do
I
that
already
right
looked.
now. You already looked online? Where do you
Yeah, a
look?
little bit.
Eddie
Oh, I
Bauer.
just went to Amazon Prime
To see?
and
And
see
nothing
what they're
grabbed you?
doing. No.
Yeah, I don't understand that because I don't really have anything I am searching for. So I don't have that. I don't understand how you just go and like, oh, okay, that's the thing I want. Although Sharper Image sent me a catalog yesterday, and I've got some ideas in that.
And I've got a ton of, you get a ton of emails saying.
There's
here's
big
what
gay
we're-
menorahs. It's real. A big gay menorah is a real thing. Order that up. Now, is that a Black Friday? Can I get a Cyber Monday Christmas special on the big gay menorah? I don't know if that's kosher. That's awesome. It's a big rainbow menorah. Where are they? That's like summertime in Brazil, and they're celebrating Hanukkah. Man, those people will have a parade. I mean, my people will have a parade forever.
Yeah, your people. That's
My
right.
people have a rainbow and a T-shirt. They're walking down the street with it.
Trying to
That's
find out where it is.
fantastic. Yeah, I would like. I think I'd like that much better than what's going on with my Christmas lights. And then you got the guy in the neighborhood that's got his Christmas lights that are just a joke, which I kind of think is funnier. I would rather have that. Like, he just doesn't care. You can tell his wife makes him do it. Like, the line is hanging off the end of the house. There's lights out. He doesn't care. He's not fixing it. And that's what I would have become. I'd have been a guy. I'm not going back to. I'm not fixing any of these bulbs. We got 2 lights out, and I don't care.
I noticed, I've said it before, but a lot of homes are getting the full time. They're putting them up permanent.
Well,
Underneath the eaves.
Yeah, if you can hide
change
trash.
it for a different season.
but that's for the desperate housewife that has to turn lights on for Arbor Day and every holiday that goes on because it's awful. We've got a place in my neighborhood that does that. And it's like a month. Like once Christmas ends, they're like pink for Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. Like stop it. How much do you have to celebrate in there? And then I don't know what after that St. Patrick's Day have green on their house. It's like a whorehouse. You're lighting up this neon light every night.
The 9/11. I mean, it's just really rocking it out.
Right. 9/11 lights. I'm going to start doing. You know what I'm going to do this year, Brady, for fun? Because that's a great idea. I'm going to start a business. Just like these guys that we hang Christmas lights at my house. It's like we hang 9/11 lights. Just what do you do? Well, we put a plane on your roof, and then we have
partial.
Shouldn't laugh at that.
Just the tail.
We'll have a guy hanging on your window. I decorate the whole house 9/11.
Steve ran his
just to see if I get one call. Yeah, Steve Rannazzisi comes
set.
by for dinner. He does 10 minutes of comedy and has some food with you. And then everybody runs out. And I just to see if I get one call. I guarantee I'd get one dark-hearted soul that pays me $3,000 to wrap his trees 9/11 style. Money's too good. People love lighting their house.
And you go the memorial for Pennsylvania.
Oh, geez, Shanksville? And just dig a hole in their front yard.
Trench it.
Trench your front yard and have people just stand
You want
around
the
it.
Pentagon package? Or the,
I can do it all. Your house is huge. So we'll do this tree Pentagon. And everybody wants to light their house for everything. I don't get it. Don't you realize it's a racket? I'm in a racket for the Christmas lights just out of
pissed
convenience.
off. I spent $12,000 on the Pearl Harbor package.
Yeah, well, you get that big boat in the front. It looks nice.
They promised me another boat.
The kamikazes is what put you over the
For an
edge
extra
there.
$5,000, you can hire a Japanese guy to stand in front of it and scream. Yeah, I love that. Mine's a bounce house with a Japanese guy on a paper airplane just slamming into the ground. I don't understand the whole light my house every day thing. It's not special. There's nothing special if you're doing it for every holiday. You got decorations up all the time like your house is a Bed Bath & Beyond. Settle down. Got Halloween and Christmas and Valentine's Day and Easter and St. Patty's Day and it just keeps going. 4th of July right around the corner. Memorial Day gets all the bunting now. Just stop decorating your home. How unhappy are you in there? It's crazy. But I think the gay menorah is a good idea. And again, it's perfect for me because I'm starting to get a little Jewy about the prices of these Christmas lights. So I think if I just switch completely, like, look, it's a lot cheaper to just put up the big dicks and light one a night.
Said the entire gay
Said the entire gay Jewish community that I am now the president of.
You kick it off with it's the giant lighting of the dick.
Yeah, I can't wait like till next year. They call, hey, we did last year. We'll give you a discount if you want to do your Christmas. Oh, no, see, because your prices were so goddamn high, I went full Jew. And I'm just lighting a big rainbow dick. My neighbors, Michael and Troy, would love it.
Oh.
Michael and Troy bought a full man. That's
Excuse
right. Yeah, their house looks great for Christmas. They do an amazing job. They've got lights I've never seen before. They're beautiful. Like, it's stunning. I think you can only get them at gay Christmas stores. It is unbelievable. It's called Against God is what the store is called, and it's unbelievable. Yeah, it's screw the Bible. We're still doing this. But their house looks amazing. And they came home the other day with this Tin Man. It's unbelievable, this giant nutcracker Tin Man. And it looks like a spaceman. But it's huge. And it looked like it could be a heater at first.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. And I'm watching it, and then they gaily place it on their front patio. And well, that's kind of neat. It's like this. They do everything that way.
And he's
the adverb for every activity is gaily. They gaily clean their garage a little this weekend. So they placed it on their front patio, and I'm looking at it like, that's pretty cool. It's like a sentry for their home. It's this nutcracker, thing. And then at night, it's got holes in it, like glory holes, I'm guessing. But it's just boom, it just lights.
wow.
And it is the coolest thing. And I was talking to Michael and Troy. You guys got to get a girl one. I'm like, well, I guess it's your house. You get another boy one, and they just start laughing. I'm like, you get a matching boy on the other side of the window, and have him guard everything. That's it. You found it. Toledo found it online. That's not it. That one's gayer than the one they've got.
I was going to say, that's pretty twink.
That's super
that's
twink.
a trophy.
That's not it. Yeah, that's just a little household thing. This thing is like 7 feet tall. It's awesome.
They do their own lights?
Yeah.
Wow.
They decorate.
Do that? Yeah,
They're
wow,
good.
That's true.
And they get it done quick. But I've never seen Christmas lights on a house like the ones they've got. I think they invented theirs. It looks great. But that big giant, and it's like bolted in, and it's like cool. there's this giant man,
giant twink man out
silver
front.
man stands in front of their door. None shall pass.
That's all it does.
Yeah, you walk to
You blow the wind through there, have a vent.
Introducing Sir Holmberg. Thanks, Tin Man. Oil can. No, we're not doing that again.
Again.
Just one more. What is your business here? Okay, settle down. Their doorbell just does that. It's great. But their house looks amazing. They always do, but that thing was cool. Some of the Christmas decorations are getting cool. I got some neat stuff. I prefer a very simple look. Like people that always go overboard. That inflatable thing, some of those folks that get that going.
We got 2 houses that have at least 27 inflatables.
And it's just a nightmare.
NASCAR, Santa.
Yeah. Oh, see, and that's what I don't get.
Man.
I don't get like
different themes in a helicopter.
What does that have to do with like Christmas? That's what I want to know. Like,
I
what
don't
is
know.
the helicopter? Because I've seen that one.
Yeah.
And there's a penguin flying it, right?
Yeah, there's a biplane. I mean, it is 27 different ones, but there is a NASCAR
And also,
one.
penguins have nothing to do with Christmas.
Other than
They're on
just
the
the
other
wintertime
No,
thing.
they're on
Really
the South
not.
Pole. There are
Right.
none on the North Pole. I don't understand how penguins got.
Well, you can put a penguin anywhere. You know.
Can you?
Yeah.
I don't think
they
that's
live
true,
in warm
Brady.
weather. They
You
live
know?
cold.
I don't think if I was ever on the bike trail and I saw a penguin in July,
They've migrated.
I would assume it's dying, and soon too. Hey, Brett, we're gonna stop the bikes for a sec. Look at that. There's one of them penguins over there sitting in the desert penguins. Oh, what's he asking for? Oh, water and a trip home. I don't think they can live anywhere. And if you're
Again, there's African penguins.
okay, I don't know what that's
Here we go.
racist. That was what you just said was awful.
Live in warm weather.
Where?
In Africa.
Yeah, I understand that. But where in Africa? It's a continent. That's like saying in North America. Aren't they in the
can't
colder
really
regions down on the southern side? If there's African penguins,
They
they're
can
not
take
walking
some
the
warm
desert.
weather.
Like Janny didn't wander the Sudan and eat penguin meat.
Stumbled upon a penguin.
Yeah, so you're claiming that they can live anywhere.
And a
Not
honey
true.
badger out of the...
Over there next to the penguin and lion. Yeah, we're at the zoo. You're not at a. This isn't a country. I think that's a bold claim that they can live anywhere. Sure, they have them in Africa, but in
Look,
climates
they
that only
prefer
penguins can
the
live in.
cold weather.
That's right.
He might have a Shady's confused again.
Right. He's confusing shadies again. Folks. Don't take Brady's. He spends a lot of time at the zoo, and to say something as stupid as penguins can live anywhere, proof he's not really paying attention when Christy talks. Penguins can live anywhere? No. Well, where did you get that? I don't know, but I'm going with it. I'd like to see that. Put one in your backyard and prove your theory, because I guarantee you're going to have a little roasted chicken back there in a day.
There you go.
There you go, Brady.
Red is the range.
That's where penguins live. In the very southern tip of Africa.
I got him in Australia.
They got them in the southern side of Australia, and then
Yeah, I mean,
mostly Antarctica.
Like
That's
spring
not
break.
No, Jesus. No, take it back. Take back what you said. That stupid comment.
There's some warm weather penguins there.
You said
No,
anywhere.
You know the Earth moves, right? It's not warm weather all the time.
It's pretty isolated to an area, Brady, of from the longitudinal area and down.
Yeah, they like the
there's-
south part.
They really enjoy the bottom of the earth, which I want to put you in right now. Penguin master.
Those are coastal penguins.
That's right. The ones that, like the Jews of Florida.
Man,
They migrate.
You get a Boca penguin, you're in trouble.
Oh, man. There's a penguin in Boca. It's crazy. I'm one of them now. It's all right. Jeez. God, you guys are sensitive.
Yeah, you are.
Anyway. They can live anywhere, he says. Well, that map
I lived with a penguin for 3 years.
That map proves what I'm saying. It does the opposite. I don't think you see anymore. Anyway, back to your gay neighbor's porch. What's that thing? It's a big tin man with holes in it. And I know when they sell that at the store. I don't know what store you even find that in. Ooh. Because I thought when I saw them pull up to their house with that thing, I thought there's a party about to happen next door, because in their convertible is Michael and Troy, and then some 7-foot dude dressed up as a tin man in the back seat. Like, what is going to happen there? And little did I know it wasn't a real man, because it wouldn't have surprised me if they won some door prize and he had to come home with them. It's pretty great. But, yeah, their house looks amazing. They look great. And to everybody who's doing the Christmas lights, we get it. But, yeah, Christmas light, that's a business you want to get into. I'm in the wrong. We're in the wrong one. You figure you do 20 or 30 houses, and you're getting a couple grand a piece.
You got a good Christmas season.
Then you're in Boca.
Yeah, and you take the rest of the year off.
Yep.
You do November through. It's a good business, but it's too pricey. You better give me $3,600 to wrap a tree. Imagine that?
No.
And then they do tell me he's got a client doing $200,000. I'm like, for what? He has parties and stuff. I'm like, good Christ, man. Keep it up for the year. Come out there and decorate a whole house, all of his trees on acreage. He's got all of his trees wrapped. I'm like, that's just silly. You're desperate for attention at that point. Just keep it simple. They can't do it. Do you do your own? Do you do lights?
I did at this new house. It's we got a flat roof, so there's no eaves, and then you got stucco and it's stucco over the brick. So I don't know how to hang it.
Got to glue
so
it.
It's probably gonna wrap a couple trees, and that's
it.
done.
You?
No, we haven't done them yet.
Are you gonna?
Yeah.
You have to, kind of.
Yeah.
There's like peer pressure now, isn't there?
Well, not peer pressure. I want to do it.
I do too, but there's like something
I didn't
about
do it last year, really.
Christmas lights. The people that don't participate, you're just
A little bit.
it's weird.
Yeah.
You put a little more effort into it
And I'm
in the
doing-
neighborhood
Yeah.
usually that you're in.
I'm doing what Brady did. I've got the LED tape lights that are underneath the eaves,
gluing 'em
and
on.
we're going to do the other
Genius.
icicle lights.
Put them out of business.
But they're not going up every goddamn holiday.
right.
So you're not going to Valentine's Day and
No.
all that kind of
No,
stuff.
That's what you think.
No.
It won't be your call. If those lights
Yeah,
are up.
well, you
and
know
there's
why?
a
Because I'm
Valentine's
not
light.
telling her how to work them.
Good. She's not going to figure it out on her own.
There's a little thing called a
That's
remote,
great.
John, and it's going to be lost.
Don't these lights do anything but Christmas? No, they're
Nope.
specific. But the box said, who taught you to read? The Bible said you're not supposed to learn. Didn't you get that?
Back in the kitchen.
It's 7:12. What do you got on the big board of musical treats there?
Wake Up Song brought to you by our buddies over there at Action Ride Shop. Josh and Boy is going to be taking care of you guys. I was over there this weekend talking to Josh, and man, snowboards are starting to go out and got all the boots and bindings ready for you. And, of course, they are just slammed with inventory for the mountain bikes. So if you're looking for a new Santa Cruz, they pretty much got everything in line for you, as well as pivots and Konas and everything else you need. And then, of course, the best wrenches in town right there at Action Ride Shop, actionrideshop.com, as well as on Facebook and on Instagram. And Bloodhound Gang on the list, Prodigy, Lamb of God, Caius making an appearance, Dope, Volbeat, Ministry, AC/DC, Prong, Metallica.
Is Eagles of Death Metal part Caius?
A little bit.
Are they?
There's a couple guys in that.
Queens of the Stone Age.
Queens of the Stone Age.
Queens of the Stone Age,
Well,
that's what I meant.
isn't
Josh
Homme in Eagles of Death Metal sometimes?
I think it might be one of those.
So they got a whole bunch of little.
Yeah.
There's definitely they're related. They're cousins. I like them, but I don't know. You can go ahead and pick one up. I just get emails now. Everybody's emailing me $2,000 for Christmas lights in your house. I'll do it for $200 and a hand job, says Damien. I'm like, yeah, but that's the problem. This is the same as when people.
Be droopy.
It's the same thing people used to go, I'd take a punch from Mike Tyson for $1. You won't do it right. Nobody wants to see your work. I'll come out there and hang those Christmas lights.
You'll
You'll
lean
do
into
it
it.
wrong.
You'll take a dive. You'll do whatever.
And also, it's not going to be the same. And plus, now I got to deal with you all the time. You'll be out there for 8-9 hours. No, Holmberg, you got a ladder and extension cord. No, you didn't bring everything. I don't even know these guys are there. Again, the lack of interpersonal communication is what I pay for. I pay to not ever have to see you or talk to you at all. That's extra for me, and it's worth it. I got some dude banging on the door. I'm automatically upset. It's awful.
Is there a song "Throw Up on My Lawn"?
Yeah, no kidding.
Puke on my grass. What do you want to go with, Brett? You pick one.
I don't know. We could do Flick of the Switch for your Christmas lights.
There it is. Flick of the Switch by AC/DC. For all of our Christmas lights. They're going on. A flick of the switch, and it's all there. And then some terribly sad news happened over the last week. I guess you guys paid attention to this. He's leaving 15. He said, what? Uh-oh. Steve Irwin is not going to be on channel. Irvin? Don't remember his name. The Channel 15 newsman has decided, he has announced that he is no longer going to be on our TVs anymore. So we don't get those magnificent promos on ABC anymore, where in the middle of the evening he just looks at you and goes, A local councilman was found in women's panties. What? And then tonight at 11. Oh, it's great.
So are him and Kimmy Q starting their own network now?
They
or
must
what?
be. Kimmy Q's gone. Her last weekend.
Going to run for governor, maybe?
No, Steve's got health issues, he said.
He does?
Yeah, he's got heart problems.
Is that what's going on with
That's
him?
what he said. Lisa follows him. She's very upset.
Oh, she's bothered by Steve Irwin
Yeah, yeah.
leaving, too. Well, tell her I said thanks. What? I love that guy. My classic story, I have to tell it again, my classic story of Steve standing in front of me at the NFL Experience when the Super was here a few years ago, and we were kicking field goals. And he's doing it for the news, Brady, in his news clothes. Pair of floor shimes on, I think, some cheap shoes, newsman shoes. And he's booting 30-yarders in newsman shoes on the turf. And it's easy, and he's good from 45. So they move it back to 35 yards. And then you hear the guy go, hey, Steve, 5 minutes, we're going live. All right, I just need a few more practice kicks. All right. Boots, boom, 35. Man, this guy's smashing them. All right, 1 minute, Steve, we're going live. All right, one more. Boonk. Yay, my hammy! And he just screams it at the top of his lungs. He screams, my hammy. Rips his hamstring off of the bone.
And Tora Capizio.
And they're like, 5, 4, 3, but I have to 2. I'm Steve Irwin from the NFL Experience. I just tore my hammy. And they made him kick it anyway. The poor bastard had to try to kick a field goal. So I'm laughing hysterically. Hilarious. Look at this guy. And he has to do his news thing, and then I'm next. And I go up, boom, I knock a 30-yarder stiff. Guy's like, you want 5 more? I'm like, yeah, add 5 to that. Next kick, yeah, my hammy. I did the exact same thing, although I didn't make a big scene. I just said, I'm good.
Did you go old school straight on, or did you come in
Oh,
from
no,
the
I know
side?
how to kick a field goal.
Side.
Oh, yeah, I was dead straight, too. I could curve it. I could throw the sideways.
Bobby Gold kicking that thing in there.
It was beautiful. And, end over end, a good tumble. You had a nice kick going. But then I pulled my hamstring, something fierce. Yeah. And I didn't make a noise like Steve Irwin. Yeah! That was the noise he made. And I couldn't stop laughing. I walked out. And man goes, you were kicking him good. I'm like, yep, I ripped my hamstring right off. It's gone. I was like, really? Just keep walking, because I was laughing too hard at that guy to make him know. I'm going to start limping pretty severely here in about 10 more steps. That's it. So he can't see it.
That was the moment the hip was first damaged.
Oh, who knows? Yeah, that thing's a disaster. But I ripped that hamstring off. It's just proof that you shouldn't. And they, nobody cared. Like the NFL, they care about health and player safety. They don't care about yours at all, because 2 dudes just smashed their hamstring. All right, next. People getting hurt constantly in that thing. It was great. But Steve will miss you, because I'll never forget that night watching TV. He said, sniffing girls' panties? A congressman? What? Tonight at 10. I'm like, I'm watching that newscast. I don't know.
Tease.
He was the king of teases. Well, I hope his health's all right. I didn't know that's why he's quitting. Figured he's quitting because the writing's on the wall for all local television. All local television news is unwatched. Except for by me. 0. They're cutting back over at the 3-5. Nobody's going to be working there anymore.
Yeah.
Channel 12. I don't think anybody's even watched Channel 12 for, 6-7 years. I think that one's just off. Fox is no longer a local news channel.
Unless they start selling merchandise or something.
Yeah, unless it's the
News
morning shows.
and QVC combo.
That's true. They have to start giving. Well, that's what Channel 3 does with the local steals and deals. There's like 3-minute commercials every 2 minutes of that Lisa Robertson selling you a flashlight and stuff. The morning shows still do great. That Hayden guy, that Troy Hayden, Mr. Zoo-Man.
Troy Morecambe?
That's right, Troy Morecambe. Troy Morecambe, we call him. He's over there at Channel 10. He was smart and writing on the wall and got in there with that Celeste Rodriguez and did mornings. But the night news is done. Done. In fact, I tuned in 2 nights ago, I guess it was 3 nights ago, Channel 12. 12 News with Mark Curtis and Kariba Devine. And then just an empty desk for 30 minutes. They didn't even do a show that night. Nobody noticed. Nobody said a thing. Why bother? Nobody wants to watch that anymore. You get your news on your phone. It's true. Nobody's watching some of that stuff. But they're all quitting. They're all leaving us. You've talked to Mark Curtis still. Is he about done? He's wanting to quit, right?
It's a job.
It's it. He just shows up.
He said, he's been doing it a long time, too.
Forever.
It is, yeah.
People forget that Groucho Mark Curtis has been at this in this city outside of a few years away when he went to Minnesota.
Yep.
For like 40 years now.
Yeah.
He was the sports guy when I was a kid.
Yep.
I don't know how old Mark is, but he's got to be pushing 80, 85.
He
looks great.
87.
He looks fantastic. Whatever Grecian he's on is good stuff. And I also noticed, and you might want to talk about this with Mark, that Caribe no longer wears a ring.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
What?
I'll find out.
That's why I'm leaving the news to court Caribe Divine. What? Tonight at 10. Is that real?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know yet.
I don't know.
Noticed that she's no longer in a...
Michael Higgins sent this over. He always
this
tracks
is it.
down. Yeah, he tracks it down.
This is the best. Yeah. Listen to this.
Sniffing a child's panties. Outrage over a judge's ruling on a former U.S. Marshal.
That was
Sniffing a child's
That's the child's panties one. That was I was watching The Bachelor, and then Steve Irwin comes on and goes, sniffing a child's panties. Like, whoa, what story is this? And then the other one was, you're not going to believe what this Uber driver... He said, what? And evidently somebody called their Uber driver an N-word, and it was all on some tape. And
I remember that
Steve
story.
Irwin, he said, what? It's the best.
I think we're getting the best ofs here.
I'm
going to
miss
Steve.
that guy. There's another one from Irvin?
There's another one.
Irwin? Is it Irwin or Irvin?
What?
Irvin.
Yeah, oh, that's it. I exaggerate.
What?
The N-word.
You got it. Wow, asking you shall receive.
That's pretty good. Thank you to our listeners for storing all that stuff. Why? Called his Uber driver a what?
That's right. If it was Irwin, he'd be the crocodile.
Yeah, I don't know which one he is,
Yeah.
but he's quitting either way. Find out about that Caribe thing, because I already told Winston, because we've got a bet on who Caribe likes more, me or him. And I've met a couple of times, and she took to me. So Win and I have a deal on, but I don't think she's wearing that ring anymore. This might have to make him a move. But but I did notice that she had a bunch of kids when I saw her at the and you know where I met her? Ask where I met her.
Where did you meet her?
At the Africa Festival.
Of course you did.
Well, that's rude. I stood out like a sore thumb.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody met me that day. Some guy.
You were the token?
I was the token. Some dude tried to sell me a dashiki, and I told him, I don't think I can wear this. He goes, why not? And I'm like, a little thing called appropriation. I mean, where am I going to wear this? And he goes, you can wear it anywhere you want. And I'm like, I think you're trying to get me shot. You imagine me walking around in one of those circle hats and a big. I got this at Africa Festival over at the Kiwanis Park, but I saw Caribe Divine there and talked to her a little bit about how awful Winston is. It worked out great. You don't know him, but he's terrible, and he'd probably bother you. Yeah, did you text Mark?
I did.
And ask him, why isn't Caribe wearing a ring? John noticed. Oh. Caribe Divine in a love tryst with me tonight at 10. Ooh. Well, I hate to see him go. And I didn't know that Toledo's wife was trying to cuck with him, but evidently.
In tears all weekend.
I've never been in tears over a news person leaving before. Cameron Harper's gone. No.
Not Royal Norman.
Old school there.
Royal's gone. No. Oh, the day that Royal Norman announces it's his last day. Oh, no. I don't get that upset about it. Cameron Harper was pretty great. I remember I watched Cameron Harper cry because he watched an execution. Yeah, it was years ago.
That did it for that.
He was about finished with everything after that.
Yeah.
I think he reevaluated life. Because before he's like, I'm going in as a newsman. I have a media pass. I'm going to watch this execution because they allow some to do it. And I'll tell you exactly. He came out white as a ghost, tears in his eyes. I don't ever want to. That was. Any questions? And I'm like, what did you see? Horror. Why did you do this? I don't know. I shouldn't have done it.
Like Burl Ives at the beginning of Rudolph.
So cold. And then they told me, what happens? Well, these pellets drop, and then there's like this gas, and then you can see the guy gasping for, I don't want to talk about it.
What did you expect?
Right. You're watching the dude slow die.
Yeah.
Oh, the gas chamber is horrifying. Yeah. It's called the gas chamber. It's in the title. No, Cameron didn't like that. Then he quit. Heidi Fogelson quit. All of them quit.
Sharp hung in there.
Who?
Jim
Jim,
Sharp.
that's radio news. That doesn't count.
I know, but he saw it.
Jeremy could get a job in radio.
He didn't.
News. Nobody.
That's
nobody.
sad.
Jim Sharp, one of the dopiest friends I had.
Well, he's the only other one I know that watched one.
That watches the news? Oh,
No,
watch
an
the
execution.
execution. I'm talking about
he got
sticking
rocked
around
by it a
news.
little
I
bit,
see.
too. He's like,
No different than Brett going in there. Radio people have absolutely zero training, and they just happen to be on a channel that hires them. Look, radio news people get too much credit. It's who hires you. He tried. He worked at like 30 different radio stations before a news station said, "Do you want to try this?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll do that."
Yeah,
And
I'm just talking about
no,
seeing
I see what you're saying.
the witnessing an execution.
Right. He shouldn't have had those tickets either.
He applied. He was all
You get
excited.
tickets. Yeah, he shouldn't have gotten those. He should have scalped those. There's no.
Great seats. You're right over here. And
He's
That's
moving
what
over here.
you
You're
do,
front row.
apply.
How bad would it be if you're there and you're like, "I'm sorry, this is section 102," and you're in. Oh, geez, I'm sorry.
sorry, I'm in the wrong seat.
I thought this. So it's not very clearly marked.
Red rope, popcorn.
Got your red rope. Last meal here. Red licorice. Just like this is about to turn red licorice.
Usher, I believe these people are in our seats.
Usher's there? Oh. Yeah. Usher's here. Watch what he did. Ooh, what? I'm still going to miss Steve. But I don't watch the news. I only watch for the promos. I watch. And Brandon Lee's gone. All of them. The writing's on the wall. The local news is over. It's over. Completely over. And I feel bad for all those
Do you think
people.
COVID took them down, or do you think it's just a natural progression?
Omicron. Sam Witwicky, I am Omicron.
I hope they can defeat him.
Well, they can't, Brady. It's not. No.
Omicron is undefeatable.
Yeah, anyway. So hopefully Steve doesn't have the Omicron and he can't be around it. But all of them are quitting. It's just going to be a whole prediction 1 year from now. Local news. A bunch of fat former homecoming queens that still want attention. That's it. That's all you're going to see. They still have their bubble hair, the big blonde hair, but they're all going to be way overweight because that's all that will want the job. Because hot girls aren't going to want to do it anymore. So it'll just be a bunch of overweight former homecoming queens that can't get over the fact no one's paying attention to them anymore. So they have to have a camera pointed at them. And they'll read about babies drowning in fires and stuff and feel like they're pretty still. That's it. That's local news in a nutshell. And Mark Curtis, who's just going to ride it out while they still throw money at him. But he doesn't want to be there either.
So here's his post.
I'm leaving now. Bye.
For the last 15 months, I've been preoccupied with an equation. On August 17th, 2020, I woke up feeling chest pains, went to the hospital, underwent a series of tests, discovered a 70 to 80% blockage.
Jeez Louise, he's in decent shape.
Yeah. So that's basically what it's going to. He was looking at the Widowmaker.
Yeesh. So he doesn't want to do news anymore. That's too much stress for him.
Right.
Reading news to you guys has caused me to want to blow up in the internal. And then he left and you heard him leaving the Channel 15 parking lot, and you heard, Roadhog! What? Traffic on Homer School is terrible today. We'll be right back. Anyway,
I
let's
guess I'm wearing the right shirt then today.
I be stroking shirt is on today.
yes.
Brady does not like talking of 70 to 80% blockage.
Maybe you should listen to Steve.
That guy's a skinny mini. Maybe I should stop doing news.
30% of people, he says, with blockages of mine or more have no symptoms.
Oh.
Brady's got all the
30%.
symptoms.
I've got all the.
He's got every symptom you can imagine.
he's
bright red. He can't read.
All right.
3-word sentences.
All right. You're fine. You're
heart's
fine.
barely ticking. He's got pills for that.
You're
We're good.
You're on top of it.
I had to quit my job because of blockage, and he can still do news. What? I don't like it one bit. Road dog. I did like him a lot, but he's gone. Terrible. And then Kimmy Q leaves the Saturday show because that Kylie Cruz came on and started bragging about her engagement, and Kimmy couldn't take it.
Broke her.
It broke her. I'm convinced that has something to do with why she quit, because all she does is, well, my fiance and I.
She's still throwing that ring out there every 5 seconds?
Bing, bam. Psh, all the studio lights catch it. Just blinding Kimmy Q. It's like, I can't take it anymore. And then they got this other lady in there now that makes Kylie feel bad, because all she talks about is how many babies she's had in the last year, which is like 9. She's like, baby factory.
Octomom.
Pouring out of her. And she's like, oh, and she can't get through a story without saying, oh, my youngest, or her kids. I mean, it could be a house fire where 40 people died. My youngest was playing with matches the other day. She can't not talk about her
Change
kids.
the goddamn
Well, no,
channel.
you can't help it, because I'm not watching for them talking. I'm watching for the other one's reaction. They're only in it to make the other one mad. And that's why Kimmy left. It's just a pool of passive-aggressive behavior. And then they did this once where 2 babies found in a bottom of a swimming pool in El Mirage today. And any woman worth her salt is engaged. We'll be right back. It's like, oh, that Kimmy Q just took a shot for no reason. A baby drowning story.
Forget the baby story.
Any woman worth her salt has a ring on her finger. Isn't that right? Let's check weather, Kimmy. Oh, I see your hands are empty. Bitch. Oh, my arms hurt so bad from carrying this giant diamond around all day. Kimmy, you wouldn't know, but it takes a lot out of you.
That's it?
It's like carrying babies. But you wouldn't know, Kylie, because clearly your
you're
ovaries
barren.
are all dried up. Ooh. They hate each other. I watch for the drama. It's great. Well, anyway, good luck to Steve. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. I only stood behind him in line at the NFL Experience and watched him rip his hamstring. That's our closest encounter. But I became a fan that day. Because he went and kicked another one. That's truly into it. Pulled a hamstring. Dude went out there and tried to boot I've been hitting him the whole time. He screams at the camera after. I've been hitting these one after another, but then... Anyway, back to you, Katie. Yeah. And he hobbles out of there. Yeah. You guys saw it. I was crushing him. Yeah, I did. No, you were killing it. Yeah, see? He's Edward G. See? Yeah, see? It's these goddamn heart valves. See? I hope he's all right. Did he get that cleared up? It's like you don't make a post and get better and quit the news. You have to go to a doctor.
I think that's part of the process.
Quitting the news is?
Yeah.
Plenty of news guys have had like...
Larry
Larry King had like 40 heart attacks. I'm having a heart attack right now. We talked to Piers Morgan. Baltimore, you're on. Baltimore, hello. While I have my cardiac infarction, you go ahead and tell Piers Morgan what you think of him. Oh, God damn it. Anyway, we're back from that commercial break where I had 2 heart attacks.
Steve Irvin got married.
For the 8th time, Brady. Houston, hello. Yes. No, I'm currently in the middle of one.
Houston, will you marry me?
Yeah, Houston, you sound great. I'd like to propose. You got it, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
Hello, Houston. How are you? Please go.
I would just want to say...
By the way, I just finished.
Jeez.
Will you be my bride? The late Larry King and his 5,000 heart attacks. And Steve Irwin gets some blockage and he bails. Brady, you're a trooper. 70, 80% blockage. Pussy, that guy. When you're a C student in blockage, fine, cute. Don't quit your job. Get like Brady. He's on the honor roll. He's on 92% blockage. I think I still shows up every morning.
I thought you might appreciate this. He says, I promised my doctor and the people I love and my family that I'd reduce my stress. He says that
so
choice
I left them all.
That choice wasn't an easy one. I love my job. I love being part of the public discussion.
What
whatever
word was
time
that?
I have left is more important than any
public
job.
Discussion.
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 Oh.
I wanted to get rid of the stress, so I divorced my wife and told my kids I'll never speak to them again.
Boy, do I feel great.
And I feel great. 30% blockage. Turns out they were the blockage. You guys are keeping my heart from ticking at a regular rate. Brady's at like 92% blockage. He's full of pills and cocoa moco. Come on, pussy Steve.
Ready to
get
go.
back on TV. And Brady's about to do a news report. And he'll get done. He'll finish it. Stroke be damned. This guy's, he's a professional. I can't do it. I've got 70% blockage. You got 30% not blockage. Work on that side, you pessimist.
Looking at it the wrong way.
Yeah. Brady's got 8% clear flow, and that's what he's living on. Doesn't focus in on the 92% that is going to kill him. The ragu that's floating through his veins, nothing. Don't you worry about that. You got one coming up here in a second. Look at you. You can barely see me.
Ready to
You're
go.
about to pass out. You're going to still
What?
do what?
Arizona's most powerful rock radio station. KUPD.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.